So after 3 years on the road living in a van, and I haven't been on the road that much. I mean, I have made a bunch of trips. There's a lot I learned. One of the main, or one important thing, not a main thing, one important thing to me is controlling odors. I have learned that vinegar really does control the urine smell, and it's excellent sanitizer. It's excellent for cleaning. So this is a product that I've learned to use. I did not know this starting out. So this is something I have learned. I have learned that you will continually work on your van to improve it and to make it more efficient for you. I've learned that it's not natural to be in a van, and many people have good and bad vibes about it. Let's put it that way. Many people will try to shame you. Many people will think that you inspire them. But the reality is, many seniors, many people, not just seniors, are being forced out of their apartments and into optional lifestyles. Whether it be on the street, I consider a vehicle better than the street. And we still have to deal with environment, which I've learned is really tough to deal with. I've learned that it's tough to deal with being in the public and having absolutely no privacy. Everybody's in your business. Of course, in neighborhoods, everybody's in your business anyway. I've learned that if you have a lot of baggage in your life, you're carrying that baggage with you into the van. Does the van resolve your issues in life? No, it doesn't. However, it does give you an atmosphere of calm, in my opinion, an atmosphere where you can think, an atmosphere where you can get closer to nature and hopefully to God. This is and can be not totally stress-free, but you can get rid of a lot of stress by not worrying about your rent money. So these are just a few. So let's continue. I've learned how much water I use. Never did that in the apartment or the houses I've lived in. Never thought about water. I think about water all the time now. Why? Because I have to carry it and I have to understand it. I think about throwaways, packaging, trash, everything there is in daily life that we just take for granted and go put it in the dumpster. No, in a van, you have to find a dumpster to put it in. You have to find a place to get rid of your urine or your other side products. You have to manually deal with that. That's what you have to do. I've learned that many people are falling for the van life fantasy. If you do a video on the reality of it, I just did one and it wasn't really taken well. Nobody really liked it. But the reality is we are living a difficult lifestyle. If you can adjust and reset your mind, this could be a lifestyle for you. Many people have done it, but that doesn't mean everybody is capable or willing to do it. Many are forced into this lifestyle, which means maybe they'll fight it, maybe they'll just be negative about it. You can turn it all around and make it an adventure, which is what I've done. It's an adventure. When the cops talk to me, why are you doing this at your age? It's an adventure, my last adventure. I've learned that I think less about my age and my health doing van life. Why? Because I'm so active. And I have told my doctors I'm living a van life. And my doctors are telling me this is not the most unhealthy thing I've done, that my health is better, my flexibility, my movement. I'm not on any pills. Van life is part of that for me, not for everybody, but for me, it has helped me physically, and it has helped me mentally. By not focusing on all my illnesses, sitting in a chair watching TV, focusing on my illnesses, I'm focusing on surviving and life, day-to-day life. I've learned this is and will always be a difficult lifestyle, but it is one you can do if you want to. It is not for everyone. If all you see is people running on a beach and having campfires and cookouts, and you don't see the other side of this, you're going to be disappointed. So make sure you watch all kinds of videos. I've learned, don't buy automatically what you see from van lifers who are showing you products, because they may be using that product and it may not be something you'll ever use. And I bought products and I've never used them. It was a waste of money. But I thought, oh, I'll need that in van life. They're using that. No, for some reason, I didn't use it. So be aware that not everything that I show you or that I talk about is going to be worth it for you. I've learned how to minimalize, and of course I've always reused things, how to be very, very frugal and much more organized. I've always been organized, but much more. And how to live in a very, very tiny space. I have 42 square feet. That's it. That's what I've learned. I've learned how to manipulate around it, and I've learned that I'll never stop changing my van. I'll always try to improve it so that my lifestyle is better. I've learned the most important thing from the get-go when you go into van life is the vehicle you have. What kind is it? Can you stand up? I've learned that I actually did choose the right vehicle. At the time, I tried to think about everything. I've learned I chose the right vehicle. And I can stay in this vehicle longer than I could have one of those Ford Transits, those tiny. There's no way I could have lived 24/7 in that. It just wasn't me. So I've learned that you have to decide for yourself what is your comfort zone. And maybe you've heard this many times, but I've learned my comfort zone. I've learned you can't take it with you, so get rid of it. Nobody else seems to want it. And I've got a lot of collectibles that I'm, at this point, trying to sell. They're not in the van. Thank goodness I did get a storage unit. I've always had storage from the beginning. My son's garage. Now I have a storage unit because my heart can't get rid of the antiques and the beautiful vases I have. And so I'm having a hard time with that. I will tell you that right up front. Minimalizing has been difficult in certain sense in that I can't get rid of my antiques. And I have to. I have learned that I know what all my expenses are. Oh, before I wouldn't track them as closely, but when you're carrying it in the van, you learn. And as a mini prepper, all this food that I'm collecting, even Jason's helping me store it. You can't do that much in a van. I mean, I've done as much as I can, but I have learned quite a few things about food and saving, and being aware. You have to learn how to live in the public with the environment. You have to. I'm still learning on coping with the heat and the cold. All of us are going to do it. We're living in a tin can. This is something you'll learn on your own. You'll try all kinds of things. Some will be successful, some won't. I've learned in some ways you need a goal and in other ways you don't, because a goal doesn't matter. You don't have tomorrow. It's not guaranteed. I am content with my van life. Not everybody is. It is not going to be the lifestyle for everyone. And you have to realize that. And don't get down on yourself if you're not making in van life and you don't like it. I like it, but that's me. That's not you. So I've learned to be more adaptable, more physical, more accepting, better on not judging people, more socializing. It's just been a tremendous change. And 3 years, I'm still learning, and you will continue, and you'll never stop improving your van. It is not natural to live in a van. I could go on and on. Each one of us is going to learn our own lessons. Each one of us is going to learn different things. I'm not going to talk about gadgets. I'm not going to talk about things you can buy. I'm going to just talk about what I've kind of learned internally. And I'm going to end this because it's getting a little long. I appreciate you watching. I thank you for watching, sharing, liking. This all helps me. And thank you for doing that. I'll see you next time.